Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of It Came From the 80s, hosted by the Nerf Herders. It's a gathering of old friends who try to stay cool in the 21st century while reliving our childhood dreams. I'm your host, Carter. Joining us, as always, on the podcast is Ray, the critic after the credits. And rounding out our trio is Jason, the token millennial, resident nerd, and that jackass that won't shut up. So, guys, what's on the agenda this week? All right, hey everybody. Quick programming change. The group, we've sat down, talked about what we think works, doesn't work. We're going to try something different. I'd definitely like your feedback on it. We're going to focus our Sunday night podcast only on the midlife crisis matinee. So we're gonna do an 80s review, 80s movie review every week. We just felt like the news segment was kind of getting a little stale, so we're going to try some things. Might bring it back in another fashion, but for now, definitely want to get together on Sunday nights and relive some classic, 80s movies. Speaking of which, this week we had the pleasure of watching a movie starring Mr. 80s Gold himself, Michael J. Fox. Everything he touched was gold in the 80s, and it was Ray's pick. And Ray, go ahead. What did you want us to watch again?
Teen Wolf. Oh! Man,
Wolf.
do you know how great this movie is? It's about a boy coming of age, hitting puberty, doesn't know what his body's doing, doesn't understand the changes, and he has his father who loves him to try to help him through it. He has friends who also don't know exactly how to help him with it, but they try their best. And of course,
except they know how to monetize him. That's what they know how to do.
That's what your friends do. I mean, if they can't make money off of you, why else would they be your friends? And they have the love of his life, Styles. Oh, this is a great movie. This movie was amazing. Basketball ensued. I'm a basketball player, so of course I love that part of it. He tried drama. It was a dance. It's a principle. Oh, it's just so amazing. It's just so amazing. The movie's amazing.
Right, give us a rundown of the movie. Kind of break it down for us.
Okay,
for those that haven't seen, I mean, it's a movie about a boy who goes through puberty, but kind of give us the high points.
Okay, so it's about this boy, and all of a sudden one day he turns into a wolf, right? So he doesn't know what to do, finds out that his dad is a wolf too, and he's from a family of werewolves, and he starts tripping out, goes to school, and apparently the whole town knows about werewolves. I didn't quite understand that. Like, some people knew about it, some people didn't, whatever. But then everyone thinks he's super cool because he's a werewolf, and his best friends start making money off of him. Like you said, he gets all these, like, he starts feeling himself. Like, yes, I understand what life is.
How did everyone figure out he's a werewolf?
He turned into a werewolf, like during a basketball game. Right? So he got real. Yeah, no, yeah. Anyway, he got real. I don't know. His hormones start raging, and then all of a sudden he's like, roar, turns to a wolf, and then goes and dunks the ball, and then everybody's like cool with that. I don't know. And then, like I said, he starts getting the girl that he likes, and I don't know. Like I said, it's just a great movie. I don't want to spoil it. I want to talk about it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts.
Well, the movie came out in the mid '80s. I think we're past the point of spoilers.
Right.
Anyone that hasn't seen this movie, so
it's a big game. Let's talk about this movie.
Yeah,
Jason.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, he just said that. I don't listen. If you're listening to this podcast and you haven't seen Teen Wolf, I'm sorry. I don't care. It's a great movie, but I want to talk about it. Jason's been teasing us for the last couple of days about he's ready to go at this movie. I don't know how he can say anything bad about this great movie, so I'm ready to go. I just want to talk about it.
Before Jason goes into his rant, I want to touch on one point. It's
not going to be a rant, by the way.
Okay. I want to touch on one point. I mean, and I made the comment in the teaser earlier. I mean, Michael J. Fox, the guy's 80s gold. Everything in the 80s he did was great. Starting, I don't know what his first movie in the 80s was, all the way up to Doc Hollywood. But the guy was your wholesome 80s, just good dude. All his movies are great.
You leave Michael P. Keaton out of this. Let's just talk about this movie.
And I was excited to rewatch it again. So I'm gonna let Jason take it away, and I'll share my thoughts when Jason's thoughts. Jason, take it away.
All right.
Come on, Jason.
So this movie came out in '85. I was only a year old when it came out originally. So, like I said, I came from the '80s. I didn't live in the '80s, but I remember watching it with my brothers who would be like, "Oh, let's rent this and let's watch it." And I never got into it. Probably think it was an generational gap thing for me. But I went back and sat down and watched it this week, and I didn't like it. Didn't like it. I think it's got a great story. It's a coming of age story. I think it's probably great in the 80s. For me, it doesn't resonate. It's got too many of the cliche things that I don't like about movies. He's a basketball player, but they're not great. He's kind of portrayed, I feel like, in the movie as the maybe not loser, but dork of the group. I don't know if that's the right word either, but he's not really portrayed. He's not the popular guy. He's your average Joe or less than average type person. And so it's this whole, I want to be cool. I want to date the cute girl. I want to be that guy, and I'm not. And then, hey, I'm a werewolf too. Surprise! And then I think that there's another meaning into the story I do like, and it's around how you have something different about you, and your friends still accept you, but regardless of that. One, he didn't try to go like rip off heads and throats of people or anything like that, so it's not like he's trying to kill anybody. But
I gotta stop you right there, Jason.
Well, he gets in a fight.
Not all of his friends accepted him, because you remember that one friend he had was kind of freaked out by him.
Yeah, true. There
Lewis?
was the one.
Lewis, yeah.
So
was Lewis on the TV show, Ray? Didn't mean to. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jason.
A TV show.
Ray watches teenage docudramas on MTV called Teen Wolf, and so never mind. Go ahead.
No. Lewis is not on the
right.
Teen Wolf thing.
Go ahead.
Lewis, it was in the Final Fantasy movie though. Totally off topic.
There you go.
But just IMDb fingertips. But I don't know. I didn't enjoy it. I think that I like it from the standpoint of, you know what? I've got something different about me, and it's freaking me out, and I'm hiding that. And all of a sudden, you're in a public situation, and it gets released out. And of course, who was it? It's not Lewis. Styles is like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome," and Boof and all that, and those people are really encouraging of it and supportive of it. And I think that's great. And I'm looking at the deeper philosophical meaning of it. But overall, it's a typical 80s movie. I actually started watching it, and I was like, oh, cool, I could probably let my kids watch this one. And then within the first 15 minutes, they're at a house party, and there's a topless whipped cream wressling going on. And
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, 80s. That's 80s movie.
Yeah, it's true 80s form. Not lying, not denying it. But it amazes me, too, that got away with in the 80s. Because this was rated as R. Never mind.
Yep, there you go.
I didn't realize it was
really?
R. Yeah. According to IMDb. No, that's the hard way. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is PG. Again, a PG movie. It's just like Overboard. We watched that one, and you got Goldie Hawn topless scene in it, and it's just like, gosh, come on, man. I would love my kids to watch some of these movies, but I don't think they're right there for it.
That's why it's asking for your parental guidance.
Yeah. My guidance is going to say no. But he goes through, he's got all these problems, and all of a sudden he's the cool guy, but he can't really handle the cool factor. I did like when he first wolfs out on the basketball court. He's just standing there, and he's just got the ball, and he just starts dunking it and doing all that stuff at first. I thought that was kind of cool, just because what are you going to do at that point? He's like, I'm here. What do you what now? But it was just too many of the stereotypical things, and I don't know. It just wasn't for me.
Jason, it's the 80s.
I know.
See, you're looking at it as a 30-something-year-old person watching it. So all cliche. You got to think of it as like we were kids, and you got to look at it like
I never watched it as a kid.
I know. I'm just saying. You got to like when have you not hit puberty yet? Do you not understand? And here's another thing: was he the cool kid, or was the wolf the cool kid?
Right? Wolf was a cool kid.
Right.
So he was the dork, and then the wolf was the cool guy.
So Scott Howard was never the cool kid. It was the wolf. And even when they won the game at the end, he still probably wasn't that cool afterwards, right? They were just like, oh, he won the game against, like, here's another reason why I love this movie.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Into the movie, and then all of a sudden they become a decent high school basketball team, and they suck the entire time. Come on.
No, they just beat the best basketball team. They were not any good after that. Trust me. I'm just saying that it was amazing. I'm sorry. This is one of those movies that touches my heart. By the way,
didn't want to throat punch Mick. Sorry.
Well, of course, everyone did. Carter, I'm going to say this, and I promise I'll let you talk. But did you guys know at the very end of the movie, there's a guy that shows his penis?
No, did not know that.
Yeah. You can YouTube that clip. It's amazing. Anyway, so again, great 80s movie. I'm sorry, Carter. Go ahead. Let's hear your thoughts.
Well, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and I was going to watch it one more time just for the podcast, but I couldn't get to Blockbuster Video all weekend for
Oh,
some
you
odd
couldn't?
for some odd reason. I just couldn't get to Blockbuster. I don't know what was going on.
I don't
But
either, man. I mean, Captain Marvel just fell into one. They should be around still, right?
But I finally got to Blockbuster tonight after dinner, so I got to watch it. So I did my homework. I did what was asked of us to do. I guess the road opened up to Blockbuster. There was some construction. I don't know what happened, but I finally got in. Yeah, it's a cheesy 80s movie, but it was a fun cheesy 80s movie. My takeaways is you look at you watch the movie and it's like, man, they really took a lot of risks here. Watching the guys ride on top of the van. I don't think that was stunt doubles, especially when Styles was doing it. So, and I don't know if they're riding on a trailer or what. And then the party. I mean, I went to my fair share of high school parties. I never went to a party like that. And
those parties really didn't exist.
I mean, I'm watching this. I'm like, Jesus, they all look like they're 30. They're in there smoking joints and going and spin the bottle and the whipped cream wrestling and all that. So there was a lot. There was 80s movie parties were the best. You got that in Weird Science. I don't know what party in Risky Business. I don't know what three movies had better parties. So I mean, it was a fun movie. It aged okay. The story aged well, like Ray said. I mean, this is a movie about a kid who goes through changes and then he learns to deal with the changes. So I mean, the deeper meaning is good. The style didn't age. The overlaying, cinematography of it, I think was for its time was probably pretty good. Looked a little crappy today, but I was watching on VHS, so I didn't really have Blu-ray quality. So maybe Blu-ray's a little better. But no, I enjoyed the movie. I'm glad Ray picked it. He's picked some turds, so this was a good one. This is a redeeming movie for Ray.
First of all, I've never picked a turd in my life.
Masters of the Universe.
Even though
he does watch the Teen Wolf TV show. My wife and my 13-year-old daughter watch the show, so maybe they can have it. It came from the Millennials podcast after this and talk about the Teen Wolf TV show. I don't know.
I've got to say this about the movie. I disliked it, but you know what? Michael J. Fox disliked it so much he refused to return for the sequel.
What did he?
Really? That's what
he says. He said Spielberg is down the street making great movies, and I'm over here playing a werewolf.
Well, okay.
How much money did he make playing that werewolf? How about that? I guarantee he didn't hate it that much.
I don't know. When did Spielberg did
They came out in the same year.
Back to the Future, right?
Yeah, 1985 is when it was released. So Teen Wolf was actually delayed being released because of.
No, that wasn't. It was Robert Zemeckis did.
Was it Zemeckis? Okay.
Yeah. Was Michael J. Fox in any Spielberg movies? Hold
on. Let me quick to the IMDb. I will say Mark Horton was in one of y'all's hometowns. That's where he was born and raised. Chubby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Chubby.
So, the one thing I didn't. I guess my problem with the movie is, and I mean maybe it's because it was so obvious he didn't see it, but Booth was just all about Scott the whole movie.
Right.
Oh my gosh, yes, I got it too.
All he wanted was to go in the dressing room with Blondie.
Yeah, Pamela.
I didn't understand because Booth was way finer than Pamela. I just did not get it. And then she just jumped ship on old boy from the school across town. You know what I mean? She wants no parts of him. So she was like a gold digger before they were even gold diggers. So I don't know. That part I was kind of iffy about. I never, when I was watching this movie, thought that he should have got with, Pamela or whatever her name is, blonde haired chick.
When they were bowling, I mean, she made the comment, he's still my boyfriend. So I mean, if I'm going bowling, with dude's girl and he's 3 lanes down, I'm not. I don't know, man.
I'm sticking with Booth the whole time.
There were some things there I just didn't like that. How they did all that. It was like it would have been better. It would have shown her as to be a crappier person as a character if she was like just left him for the popularity, and then somehow during the dance when he rages out and shreds the shirt up, it's like, you're a monster, you're an animal, I'm getting, and then they portray him as this bad person, and he never really got portrayed as the bad person, so to speak. He just realized on his own that the wolf was controlling him more, and he didn't want to be that way, which I think is great. He saw the inner bad himself, he released the good, and little Nicky'd himself to a better person.
Mm-hmm.
What woman wants to sleep with a wolf? I didn't understand that either. Like,
yeah,
I didn't really get that.
She was in an interspecies erotica.
A woman that has some deep-rooted issues,
some very big daddy issues.
Right. I didn't really get that part either. Again, like I said, Booth was the one, so I didn't really understand that whole. You know what I mean? I just didn't get it. That whole interaction. I think the movie would have been, and also, like I said, I think they should have did a little bit more when the friend that didn't like really want to be around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like they could have developed a little bit more there. Either him become the spy to help bring the wolf down or something, and then he realizes the error of his ways or something like that. So
it was like totally unnecessary. I guess it never like. There was no reason to even have him in the movie if he was going to be like that, right?
Well, I don't think the guy had a talking line, did he? He just kind of rode around with Styles.
I think he might.
At one point, no, I don't even think he ever. No, he didn't, because they were at the locker, and he's like, he saw him, he's like, hey, and he's like, and he walked off.
So he was that guy, yeah.
I will say Carter pointed out something interesting, and he said, was everybody in the cast in their 30s? Not quite. They were in their mid 20s. Just more.
There was a lot of receding hairlines.
Yeah, it said Michael Fox was 23 at the time. Styles was 27. Chubby was 26, and Mick was 27. So most of these guys were up there in age. And at the dance, you see it too. Like all the extras, it's like, dude, you guys are way like. We got some widow's peaks and some bunch of teachers dancing.
There were some six heads at that party.
Yeah.
Who wants a wolf to star in a play? Burn down the houses, burn down the village, whatever he was saying. Again, well, and I'm not talking bad about
it's a publicity stunt.
Yeah, he wanted to capitalize on the popularity of the wolf.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And again, I love this movie, so it's not like I'm questioning any of this. I'm just questioning it now because I'm older. But back then, you couldn't tell me nothing about this. Teen Wolf was amazing. Like, I really didn't understand why he didn't want to be the wolf in the last game. Like, it didn't. I was like, who cares? I mean, let's win easier. You can pass the ball as the wolf. I mean,
yeah, but it was destroying his friendships, and everyone started to hate the wolf. And
when that boy stole the ball
from his own player,
yeah.
They turned the beavers to the wolves. Yeah, it was great. Okay, yeah. So I don't know. Again, it was a great movie. I enjoyed every bit of it. Sorry, Jason, that you.
It's all right. I think one of the things I just saw here from a trivia standpoint that kind of makes us redeeming is somewhere in a vault is about an hour of the most embarrassing sports footage ever taken.
Oh yeah, because he's horrible at basketball. Like you can.
They were
just by
apparently they were all terrible. But it was pretty funny to see.
Well, I thought in the final game they reused like the same 6 basic shots like over and over.
Probably.
And I'm watching the score and it's like they're down by like 27 points with 3.5 minutes left, and then 7.5 minutes left and they're down by 10. I'm like, what? How's this clock operator working?
So what's funny is everybody probably cheering was for the fact like, yes, we got a shot, we can go home soon.
Right.
It wasn't exciting that they were winning. It was like, yay, we can get out of here soon.
Mm-hmm.
Did Chubbs like hit a 3 or something like that? Just throw the ball up there and it swish in or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so. Again, as much as I love basketball in a movie, I hate when people who can't play basketball are actually playing. It just doesn't look right. But again, you couldn't tell me nothing back then. It's a great show, great movie, and the show's pretty cool too.
Overall, I thought it was a good pick. It was a good choice. So
thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I disagree, but it didn't age for me. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's just because you got older. That's why it aged for you.
Well, like again, man, I didn't grow up watching this one. This is one my brothers watched. They probably loved it. I just couldn't get into it, man. I tried. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for letting me pick this week. Whose pick is it this time? Is it Jason's
Jason.
or is it?
It is
It's Jason.
my pick. And this one is a commitment I made to my wife that I didn't do last time because I picked the Wraith and she got mad at me.
Do it. If you say what you're going to say.
It's not When Harry Met Sally. Don't worry.
Okay.
You know
I'm
what?
not
I've
going to
never-
ever do that one. No,
I've
it's
never
Mac
seen
and
that.
Me.
Mac and Me with the alien.
Yes.
I think I've seen that.
Yep. So I want to do Mac and Me. One, I've never seen it. I told my wife about it. She's like, "Oh, that'd be a good one to watch." And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "It's terrible," but I was like, "Okay, it's a B movie." So it came out around. I think it's probably supposed to be a play off of the whole at the time, like the Flight of the Navigator and E.T. movie, and this is the B movie of those.
I thought it was the childhood tellings of Steve Jobs.
Sounds good. I can't wait to watch it because I've never seen it.
I don't think I've picked a bad movie yet. So
I got one for next week. I don't know. This one might get kind of fun.
All right. We can't wait to see Mac and Me. Let's check it out.
I can't either.
All right. Well, I think that sums up this week at Midlife Crisis Matinee. We broke down classic 80s Michael J. Fox. Ray picked the second best Michael J. Fox movie of the 80s, but it was still a good one.
What's the best?
Back to the Future, no doubt. So, like I said at the beginning of the show, we're going to try something different, maybe break the show up a little bit. We're still trying to figure that out. We might do a midweek live stream, maybe do some comic book movie reviews. That way I can talk about Aquaman again. So I had to nail it. Had to throw it in there.
I mean,
I can
reason.
edit that out in post. You know that, right?
Yes, let's do
Back
that,
to the
please.
Future got an
No.
87, by the way.
Okay, so yeah, that's much better. So anyway, stay tuned. We're gonna try some different things, see what works, see what doesn't. Go ahead and leave us some feedback. So follow us on Twitter at nerfherderpod1. Facebook, it came from the 80s. You find me on Twitter, big_dues. Jason, you can find him on Twitter at no says I. And Ray, you can find him on Twitter at critic after the credits. But look forward to talking to you guys again next week. So we don't have a clever tagline, exit line for this. So
It came from the 80s, baby.
stay classy, San Diego.
Bye, bye, bye.
What? I'm out of here.